Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I know it's been a minute since I made a video, and this seems to be my normal intro. As you saw in the title, today I'm going to be sublimating these glass cans inside of the Cricut mug press. I had a lot of questions over on TikTok on how I'm using my Cricut mug press to sublimate the glass cans. So I did want to go ahead and show you guys how I'm doing it. So much better, so much easier than doing it in an oven. And if you don't already have a tumbler press or a fancy mug press, this Cricut mug press is working perfectly fine for me. As you guys can see, the glasses in the back. Really love how these glasses are turning out, so I wanted to go ahead and show you guys how I'm doing it, and hopefully it helps somebody out there. And yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, give me a big thumbs up, and be sure to subscribe so you guys don't miss any of our videos. And thank you again for coming over to watch our video. We really appreciate you guys and all of your support. Let's go ahead and get started on sublimating this glass. All right guys, and I do like to include a little part in here where I show you guys how I use my print options on my computer. I don't use any software to print off my design. So right here, this is for beginners. For those of you that are new to our channel, I wanted to explain how I print this off really quickly. So I have my PNG open right here, Christmas coffee glass PNG. And that is what you want to be using for sublimation, is a PNG. And this PNG is specifically for a 16-ounce glass can. All of my designs are as well. This one I did buy on Etsy. I just want to let you guys know, if you are printing with an actual template or something that is labeled as a 16-ounce can glass, as long as it's made for that size, you will just print this out at 100%. So let me show you guys really quickly. Guys, my alarm keeps ringing and I don't know why. But anyway, we're back to Epson 15000. Default settings, US letter size 8.5 by 11, and this is because it's just a glass, so I don't mind using my 8.5 by 11. This printer can print up to 13 by 19, but for a glass we just need the 8.5 by 11, and I also use this size for tumblers as well. So we have here the 8.5 by 11, and you can see that the portrait is on, and this is just affecting how it's looking on the page, so it's vertical or horizontal instead of vertical. So I'm just going to switch it this way, and that's much better. It uses the full paper. Okay, and then we have the auto rotate on or off. Doesn't really matter because we have it on landscape right now. Since this PNG was made for a glass can, we don't even have to size it or anything like that. It's actually already made. So anytime you buy a design on Etsy or one of my designs, it is already sized to the glass or the tumbler size. So then all you have to do is check to see that it says 100%. Be sure that you check that, because you don't need it to print out 50%, because then it will be super tiny. So go ahead and check that it's 100%. Click that button again, and we're going to go to media quality, and I just like to slide it over to best. Layout, you want to flip horizontally right there. Flip horizontally, which is basically mirroring your image, and you need to do that when you're doing sublimation, just so that words are not backward and things like that. With this image, it probably wouldn't matter because there's no words, but I just make it a habit of clicking flip horizontally. Okay, and let's go back here. I'm trying to hurry because I know some of you guys already know how to do this. Paper handling, scale to fit paper size. And then you don't have to do the last three. Cover page, watermark, supply levels, don't even do. Preview was at 100%. Media quality best. Layout, flip horizontal. Paper handling, scale to fit paper size, and it is ready to print. I made sure that my design is landscaped so that it's longer on the page, and it fits perfectly. All right, so we can go ahead and print, and let's get this on the glass. I want to quickly go ahead and show you guys everything that you're going to need for sublimating this glass. Obviously, I already know we need our Cricut mug press, and then we have our heat tape. This is a clear Amazon heat tape. I do have everything linked down below if you guys are needing any of these items. I did try the orange Amazon tape, and I did not like it at all. It left a bad residue. For some people, it does not leave a residue, but for myself, it did leave a residue. So I do not prefer that tape, and I do not recommend it. This is the tape that I love. It is a clear heat tape, and I will have it linked below. Then I have the frosted glass. I have some alcohol to clean off the glass. And then I have this set of silicone sleeves that I got off of Amazon as well. It does have 3 different sizes. And for the glass, we're going to be using the middle one. So you have this really thin one right here, and then you have this really thick one in the middle. And then you have this one right here, which is like a medium thickness. That's the one that we're going to be using today. This is to make the glass have more pressure inside of the Cricut mug press. If you put a glass straight into the mug press, it's not gonna have enough pressure. So definitely recommend these sleeves right here. I saw someone recommend these in my comments in the last video, so I did go ahead and find it on Amazon. Thank you to that person for recommending these sleeves. So this one I'm gonna be using for the glass, and then probably for the tumbler, you'd use the thicker one. So we're gonna go ahead and take this medium one, and we're gonna go ahead and preheat all of our silicone. So I'm gonna go ahead and plug in the Cricut, and we're gonna have this silicone piece warming up in there. But here's my silicone mat for putting the glass on. Here's my heat gloves, and then my print. And then obviously you're gonna need some scissors or a rotary cutter or paper cutter to cut your sublimation design out. Make sure that you cut all around your design, all of the edges, because it will leave a black mark or some little marks or specks on the item that you are pressing. Also, I recommend this little piece of silicone. In the last video, I did sublimate the tumbler inside of the Cricut mug press, and I had bought this long piece of silicone on Amazon. So I just cut out a little piece of it. I just cut it to the size of the Cricut plate, the bottom plate on the Cricut. I'll show you guys that in a second. So that's what that is. All right guys, let's go ahead and move everything out of the way and show you guys how I'm going to heat up this Cricut mug press. We're gonna preheat it, and we're gonna go ahead and wrap our design, cut out our design, and I'll show you guys how I press it. Let's go ahead and cut out our design. And I just use this Cricut paper cutter. I'll try to leave it linked below from Amazon. And I don't want to make this video a long video, so hopefully I can quickly explain. We have the clear glasses and the frosted glasses with the bamboo lid and the bent glass straw. If you guys are looking for some blank glasses, so if you own a business or you're trying to start a business, I do have these for sale. You can find us online on our website at linkgraphic.com. It's LINC graphic.com, and I will have it linked below. And then also on Etsy, we are also Link Graphic. All right, so I have my alcohol. Let me grab a paper towel and clean this glass off. Pre-cut a few of these pieces. Now grab your design, make sure it's not upside down. Put it right in the middle. Okay, I need to cut a little bit more off. I use my scissors and cut right there. All right, and that looks great to me. Just try to get it as straight as you can. And then wrap it around, pull it tight, and tape it. Maybe one right here. I'm just pulling really tight, tape, tight, pull, tape. And then you just want to go along the seams. You can take your Cricut scraper tool or squeegee and put more pressure all around your seams, especially if you have a full print design. Mine is just individual cups, so it does make it a little bit easier. I do pick out my designs. I try to make sure that it's not a full print because it makes it so much easier. But if you do have a full print, just make sure that your seams are very pressed tightly so that no air can come in. And then same for here. I don't really need to do that, like I said, because my design is individual little cups. If it was a full print, if it was a full wrap, I would probably make sure that I did tighten it super, super tight. And now I'm going to take a piece of butcher paper that is about that wide, where it just covers the print, just to make sure that none of this sublimation ink gets onto my silicone wraps inside of the Cricut when it presses. So I'm gonna go ahead and get a piece of butcher paper, cut it to the size of this, and tape it quickly. It doesn't have to be taped perfectly, just tape it on there where it doesn't slide around, just to keep that ink from bleeding onto your press. I usually just use this silicone piece to cut out my butcher paper. Wrap it around the design and tape it. And I try to make it the same size because when I put it inside the press, I'm going to use this as my marker where I need to turn it. Okay. Got my butcher paper on. Preheat our silicone. And this is going to go on the metal plate down in the bottom of the press. The Cricut's already plugged in, so let's go ahead and turn it on. Push the button. It's going to start out red. Once it's green, it means it's heated up. We're going to go ahead and preheat our silicone. Just going to stick it down in there and let it sit in there inside the press and preheat with the Cricut. Alright guys, and the light just turned green. That means it's hot and ready to use. And also our silicone piece is very hot as well. And we're gonna go ahead and take our piece of silicone, it's super, super thin, and we're gonna put it on that metal plate down there. So I just usually drop it and then move it around, just covering that plate. All right, and then you're gonna take your glass, and you see your seam right here. We're gonna go ahead and keep our seam facing ourselves. Put it down in there on top of the silicone, and then just press it down and set an alarm for 4 minutes. Hey Google, set an alarm for 4 minutes.
Your alarm set for 12:14 p.m.
And there goes the alarm. Hey Google, stop. It's ready to open up. 4 minutes on the alarm. And we're gonna pick it straight up. We see where our seam was. We turn it all the way around where the seam is facing away from us. Press it. 2 minutes. Hey Google, set an alarm for 2 minutes. I did want to go ahead and tell you guys to always set an alarm when you're pressing your glass, because like I told you guys earlier, the Cricut stops counting for some reason. So like you can see right here, it's not even counting the time. So that's why I always say always set your alarm. So the first time was 4 minutes. I just set my alarm for 2 minutes, and I'm using my Google, which helps me a lot because I don't have to physically go turn it on and off. So yeah, make sure to always set the alarm when you're pressing your glass. Otherwise you will forget how long you've been pressing, and the Cricut is not going to be counting for you. Open up the press. You can see all the smoke. All right, and this time we're going to flip the cup over upside down with the rim facing down, the bottom facing up. And we're going to start with our seam facing us again. We're just doing it with the bottom of the glass facing up this time. Press it 4 minutes. Open it up. And we see our seam is facing us. We're going to turn it all the way around. Seam facing, where are we? That way. Opposite direction. Put it down. Press for 2 minutes. All right guys, and that was our last press, so we can go ahead and open it up and unwrap the glass and see what we have. It's gonna be very smoky And it actually doesn't smell as bad as using the oven at all. Like the oven made it stink so bad in here, and don't recommend that process at all. So let's just go ahead and unplug it, because it is really hot and I won't remember. All right guys, and then you can just start peeling off the tape. All right guys, you ready to see it? 1, 2, 3. You can see a little bit of residue right here, and that's just basically paper. So I need to just go get a wet rag or a wet paper towel, scrub off that. And then I will take you guys into better lighting so you can really see it, but it looks really, really cute. And I'm just taking a nice little damp paper towel and cleaning this off carefully. Not really carefully, just cleaning it off to get all of the paper that was left over. And then we are going to dry it off and show you guys how cute it is, because the lighting down here is not very good, but it came out super nice. Even without paper inside of it, the colors are just so pretty. Okay, let me dry it and do a video of it.